Hey everybody, GL1 here, and boy do I have a fantastic and exciting show for you today. Are you a fan of Speed Racer? Because luckily I have an awesome collection of Speed Racer toys. It's so fantastic, even I get chills just thinking about how cool it is, all the toys that I have related to this. And I'm going to show them to you today. And I even remembered practically all of the same of all of the first verses to the old TV show. Do you remember? Here comes Speed Racer, he's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone. He's gaining on you, so you better look alive. He's busy revving the powerful Mach 5. And when the odds are against him and there's dangerous work to do, you bet your life Speed Racer will see it through. Do you remember that? And then it's go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go. That's right. Added bonus today, I'm singing. All right. So let me start with this big old Speed Racer car here. So just big, simple, something I picked up at a secondhand store as usual, and it just wasn't getting loved. And there was the Speed Racer movie from 2008 that was made by the Wachowskis, and they're the same people that brought you The Matrix. Now I remember that the movie was disappointing for how much money it did not make in the theater, and it didn't get always the greatest of reviews, but it just was a crazy fun ride, and I really think the movie was just done by a couple of people that really love the movie. So this is the Mach 5, and look at the details. Now, I know there's some, just some really stubborn dirt on here, or just plastic, scuffing. But you see, look, it's got a wing under here for control, a spoiler. You have your lights under here. Just a nice big fenders, kind of like the old 1970s Corvette. And, Speed Racer was done in the 70s. And check this out. Idling engine. Speeding engine. And this over here. Is that a blown out tire? Something's not good. Oh. Oh, man. Crashing. But anyway, that's what this does. And here's the back of the car. And look at that styling. It is like a Corvette, isn't it? Like the early Corvette, like the first, really the first one that might have come out, the early Stingray. All right, well, let me show you the metal model of Speed Racer, and I have a little Speed Racer action figure from the movie. And here he is. And look, he has pretty good articulation for such a tiny figure. It's got knees and hips. Doesn't have a waist turn. The helmet comes off. And there you go. Good mold on the head. There you go. Looks like Speed Racer. All right. And then you got the helmet. And look, you even have that glass visor that comes down, right? All right. Well, here is the metal Mach 5. And I never took it off its stand. So there you go again. Look, you got the lights under there. You don't have that spoiler under there. But you got doors that open on this. All right. Stick shift. I don't think sometimes the wheel now doesn't have steering. Look, even the pedals. Do you see the 3 pedals in there? So the pedal all the way over on the left is the clutch. And there it says Speed Racer on the bottom there. Little different in the back than the other one. Take a look. See that? So, all right. So that's the metal model. Right? And, all right. Here is where it gets really cool. All right. So, this is the Mach 5, and it has all kinds of special features because if you remember, in the cartoon, they were always racing, and there was always, some kind of nefarious characters causing problems on the show for the Speed Racer crew, and they'd have all these gadgets. So this car has gadgets. All right, so here's the first one. Check this out. So you push that button, the fenders pop open, and you have a saw blade. Now to kick that back in, you have to turn the blade, lock it in, and then you can close the fenders over it. But it's not done. Oh no, watch this. You push this button here, boom. See that lit up red? And then, not only that, but it fires a missile. You have a button over here. There you go. And, well, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Okay. There, fired the missile. Okay. But it's still not done being awesome. All right, watch this. You have a little trigger here. Pull that out. Or push that in. There you go. Oh, okay. And then you have a little mini Speed Racer car. But wait, it does more. It's like a key car. So complicated, isn't it? All right. Well, all right. It's supposed to give it a little push. It doesn't always work. Give it that much of a push. But, all right. And you could still fire it. Look, that pops up. And you still, when you, I think it's, this had a battery, I thought. Let's see. Put your missile in there. Oh, okay. No, it doesn't. Okay. And then Speed Racer can come out. And look, it's just a little tiny go-kart Mach 5. All right. Well, I'm going to show you. Oh, no, here. The next way I'm going to show you is, do you remember his big brother, Racer X? Well, here's Racer X's car, right? I always liked Racer X. He was mysterious. And, I guess he always would come in at unexpected times to save Speed. And, all right, so there's the Racer X car, number 9. And then this is what this car does. Pull these fenders apart, and up pops a missile. Took me a while to figure out how this thing pops up, because I'm like, well, there's a missile there. It's got to pop out. It's been a while since I played with this. And then I was like, well, where's the button? Do you just push on the missile here to make it fire? And then accidentally, I just happened to hold it here. And yeah, it doesn't always clear everything. Let's see. There, okay. And then it fires a missile. All right. So, and then you can close the fenders and leave your missile out. So, all right. So that's pretty neat. There's more though. Racer X in the movie, I know there was some scene where he had this, like, it's just a big wheel. Look at that. So you just kind of race along a wheel. Racer X is in there. And then there's just a little teeny mini wheel on the back. And it just pulls itself along. It's kind of like, I don't know, like a very futuristic Segway. And it fires a missile, but the spring is so weak that, you see, it doesn't come out. So I'd have to, I don't think I can fix it. I think I'd have to get inside this. And sometimes they're glued together. Yeah, it's glued together. And, maybe you can pull the spring out to give it more tension. Let's see. Yeah, it just doesn't have a whole lot of oomph to it. It kind of just falls out. But that's all right. Anyway, that's Racer X's little buggy. All right. Now, I want to show you next, I want to show you the Mach 6. So in the movie, the 2008 movie, they had a Mach 6, which was even faster. All right, so here's the Mach 6. All right, now, special features on this. I can remember everything. All right, so push that, lights up, and then you have a missile, and there's your button for the missile, and then it fires the missile. And Speed gets inside the car, and get that like that, okay, and then he fits inside there, you see that? Okay. All right, but there's more. All right, so then push these buttons. This pops off, and then you push the other one, and that happens. Let me go get that. So here you go. You have a Mach 6, kind of like a go-kart motorcycle, right? You have a, so if he has to escape. So they're all about escaping, right? Oh, and then there's this, right? There is, let's see, this weapon under here. Ah, right. And you push that, and it also can make this blade come out, and then that rotates. So, you know, when you're racing, sometimes you just have to cut the wheels of the other guy. How else are you going to win? And then that just snaps in there. And then to put the whole front end on, you just kind of fit it into those slots there, and then that snaps down. And these toys are made with a really nice plastic. It's like that Power Ranger Zord plastic. It's very smooth, has a great feel to it, and you can tell it's just going to be durable. And, you know, this is already, 15 years old, and it just feels and still functions great. Now, who made these toys? I have more, but who made these toys? Well, it just says Warner Brothers Productions on the bottom, so I really don't know. But I have more to show you, and I'm going to show you. First, I'm going to show you, I'm building up to something really great, okay? All right, I'm going to show you a couple little cheapies. All right, so these are the little, I don't know, they were like $2. So Racer X, Mach 5. But they do have pullback motors. They're very light, so the pullback motors are going to help them, you know, zip along if you give them a push. And then Racer X also has a pullback motor, and you can race them. So I thought, you know, got to have them all, right? Like Pokemon. All right, so here is another. This is a Mach 6, and I believe this also has a pullback. Yep, has a pullback motor too. So there, different scale. And then we have another Racer X car. Different, you see, it's actually like this one, right? You have the cylinders, exhausts, 8-cylinder. All right, so, all right, and this is just a very simple, you know, just a little cheapy model. Sometimes I'd get the cheapy ones because I just felt sorry for them. And I was like, oh, you know, someone has to buy it and take care of it. All right, well, I'm going to show you something that someone made this. So have you ever heard of Pinewood Derby? So in the Cub Scouts and Webelos, they have a Pinewood Derby. So they set up a track, and like my Hot Wheels track, and the kids, they get a block of wood, and everything has to weigh. It can't weigh over a certain amount. They get a block of wood, they get wheels, they get certain nails that go through the wheel into the wood, and then they can add weights to it. Like I said, it can't exceed a certain weight. And someone shaped their block of wood into the Mach 5. And look, it even has a Lego divot on it, so I guess you could sit a little Lego person on it. But anyway, I just thought that was great. And I picked that up at a secondhand store, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, someone made this with such love and care, and now here it is sitting, you know, in a secondhand store like is nothing. And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to get it, and I'm going to take care of it, and make sure it lives forever now that it's on this show, right? All right, so I'm going to show you the king of all of these toys, I think. All right, check out this Mach 6. This thing is so awesome. So first of all, it comes with a larger action figure of Speed Racer. It's got a helmet that comes off. There you go. You can see Speed in there. I don't know if he's 5-inch scale. We can take a look at that after. I can just leave the helmet off. All right. Well, what does this car do? First of all, it makes sounds.
got? Come on, let's race.
Okay, so that's all it's got. All right, well, you can fire a missile, right? So you have a button here, fire a missile. Pretty cool looking missile, right? And then, underneath here, in the show, the cars would jump. Like they had these jump hydraulics underneath. And it would make this sound when they jump. Jump, 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 jump. And so it could stilt up and jump up in the air with these hydraulics, you can see. So you can play like that. You can also turn the sound off, which is nice. All right, and now here comes what it really does. So you hold it here, and all that happens. It is, this can stay down. And you can push it in. Yeah. Watch this again. So take a look at that. So you've got missiles here that fire, and they're like, right? So those fire, 2 of those. You can still fire your center missile. You have a saw blade on the side. And this is like a homing pigeon, like an electronic homing pigeon, and that fires. It often, though, will get caught on the front, but that's what I remember. Let's see if I can get this to fire. See, that's the problem. I think, yeah, now it's all stuck in there. Oh, no. If I put it back together, let's try this again. Pull it open. And then try to fire it. Got to put your okay. So you have to put your finger under it and then fire it. Otherwise, it sinks down. That's what I remember. It always being annoying that it did that. But isn't that just something? And then it sounds like being in a race with these guys is really not safe. All right, so it doesn't say anything different. All right, so let's put this back together, right? And let's pull out Speed Racer. And yeah, I'd say he's a 5-inch figure. Oh, he's got mobile shoulders. He's got, oh, look at that. He's got the waist turn in the head. All right. And look, it's sort of like the old DC hip joints. And DC heroes have that kind of hip joint like that. Not the ball. It's not like a ball joint like the Marvel figures. Although sometimes the Marvel figures made something like this too. Just not as often. Okay. All right, so there's our Speed Racer Mach 6. All right. And there is even more. All right. Oh, so remember I was telling you, don't know who really made these. Well, I'm going to show you something else that came out around the same time. So this is Batman's Lamborghini, all right? And it does this. So you pull that, and look, that all pops out. Doesn't do lights and sounds, has a couple of missiles that fire. Turns into some kind of cool Batmobile. And there's Batman, Bruce Wayne. Batman, Bruce Wayne. And both figures actually come out, and you can play with them. How does it do that, right? It's really great engineering, right? With like gears. You could see there were, let's see, I think you could see, yeah, you could see the gears. See the gears in there? So it's like those transformers that kind of self-transform. So, I don't know, this says Warner Brothers on it as well. They're all made by, well, actually, don't know who made them. But I was going to say Mattel, but no, it doesn't say that, actually. So, but they're just great, right? And I'm thinking that being that these came out around the same time and they function very similarly, probably the same manufacturer, whoever that is. And the plastic feels the same too. All right, well, there's still more. Let me show you what I have next for you. All right, so I got this Speed Racer truck. This is from the movie, and this is a car carrier, obviously, right? Well, what car carrier would be complete? Yeah, I mean, it needs to be complete, right? So in order to be complete, you have to have cars. Well, so you drive a car up, and that pops up, and then you can push that down, and then that closes, and then you have your car in there, right? Well, so do I have cars for it? Oh boy, do I. Let me get that for you. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, the outer rim are not Speed Racer cars, but everything in here is. However, there's some guys that slipped in here. Spider-Man Hot Wheels car, really old. Ever seen that before? 1972. Isn't that neat? And here's another one. Here's a more modern one. Let's see if I can see the date on that. So this one is the year 2000. So still 23 years old. Pretty neat though, huh? Compare those together. All right, so that was a little distraction. All right, so here we go. Speed Racer cars. Well, some of these came from McDonald's, and I believe this is one of the McDonald's ones. McDonald's ones were plastic on top. Here we go. This is one of those. And this is the, if I remember correctly, the Mach 4 was red. So, all right. And so you could drive that up on here. Push that button. Drive it up. Push it down. And there you go. There's your Mach 4 in your car carrier truck. Look, even the truck has a spoiler in the front for wind control. All right. Well, let's go through here. All right, we have a Mach 5. We have a Mach 6. Now, these are all very light. They have a little bit of metal in the bottom, but then the top is all plastic. I think these were all McDonald's, or if I'm mistaken, because I could be, let's see what this one says here. I can't tell what this one is. But, all right. So this is also a little Speed Racer vehicle. I think this is one of the bad guys. And this is one of the high-end. This is not Hot Wheels. Let's see who this is. So this is Jada Toys, J-A-D-A. They also make radio control vehicles. So the Jada Toy ones are a little bit bigger. They're metal heavy. They're heavy metal top. This one too. This is the Mach 6. This one's inordinately heavy. It seems much heavier than what it looks like. It feels like twice as heavy as this one, as the Mach 5. And here's another Jada one. Take a look at that. Just the styling on this. It's so like retro, right? 1950s, 1960s. Beautiful car. And these were all, made for the Speed Racer movie. Here's some more Jada ones. Look at that. Mach 4. Similar, right? It's like a spaceship, isn't it? Look at the detail in the back. The exhaust, the lights. This one's so simple. But sometimes simple is just as nice. And here you go. Take a look at this one. So yeah, so this is all the Jada ones. All right, Hot Wheels. We're going to keep going with Hot Wheels. All right, so these are the competitors in the Speed Racer movie, and I think they're kind of all the bad guys. So you got this, and here is Racer X. And this also is Racer X's car. He had another car in the movie. See these holes down here? Well, they're for something special. And you know what? All the ones with the holes in there are not. They're Hot Wheels. They're not McDonald's. Okay, now I remember. Okay. Been a long time. All right, so here's another Racer X one. So this one is all metal, and this one is mostly plastic. It's just metal on the bottom, but this one's a metal top. And yeah, metal bottom as well, so it's heavier. Here's Racer X going through some snow. And here we have these cute little ones, just on an even smaller scale. So all the Hot Wheels ones are like 1/64th scale. So I don't know what these are, 1/100th, 1/80th, maybe. But look at that, the Mach 6. And this is a real fancy version of Racer X's car. Okay, all right. And then I'm saving this one for last. This is the Hydra cell. I'm going to tell you why I saved this one for last. We did a car race on my Hot Wheels track. This car did extraordinarily well. So what we're going to do, not this show, is we're going to have a race. Speed Racer versus Batmobiles. Now I have more Batmobiles now than I used to, so I really don't know what the outcome is going to be. But now I'm going to get to show you what all these little holes are for. What they're for is these cars came with all these little accessories that you could fit onto your cars. So let's see what we got here. Well, I need to find another one of these, but before I find that, so here's a saw, so you can stick that. Let's see which car. That's gonna, okay, it goes off to the side. Try to fit that. Yep. And so now your car has a bit of a weapon, right? And then this is a different saw. See that? They're actually not the same. Let's see who this can fit onto. All right, that guy. So this one's low. So this one's going to hit tires, and this one's going to cut fenders and wheels. Oh, look at this. 2 big saw blades. Oof. Don't want to get hit with that. Let's see. That can go on Racer X, and that can go right out the front. Let's see. All right, and look, this is like some kind of clampy thing. So, not Racer X again can use that right out. You can go to the side, but really it would make sense to put that in the front, right? If you're going to grab your competition. Oop. Well, that doesn't. You know what? Maybe it does go only on the side. No, it's just close together. You just kind of have to. They're bent a little bit. We'll give this one more shot. There. Okay. So look at that. It's like a scorpion, right? And then another saw blade, different kind of saw. What else we got here? A bigger clamp. So, here's the other jump piece. So there we go. Hydra cell can jump off the ground. And of course it's going to make that sound. Jump, 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 jump. Let's see, is this the same? Yeah, these look the same. Okay. I was just going to say, all right. Yeah, all the jump. Oh, this is a little bit of a different configuration on the jump pieces. And I don't know where the other one is, but, maybe for some reason, because I have an even number, so... Oh, I see. You know what? I put 2 different ones on hydrocell. Okay, so everything is accounted for. All right, so that is the complete Speed Racer collection. However, I have something else to show you unusual. Take a look at this car. This is Hot Wheels number 6. And it does not say it is a Speed Racer car because it's not. Its name is Second Wind. But does it look like the Mach 5? Take a look at that. Was somebody influenced by the Mach 5 on making this car? I'd say you betcha. Take a look at that. All right. So I remember buying this because I'm like, well, that looks like Speed Racer, but it's not. So it'd be cool to have that in the collection. And then something else that's really neat, not Speed Racer, but I bought this motorcycle because I just thought it was so neat. So here's your little steering wheel. And then I love things that have shock absorbers. You have a shock absorber in the back. You have a kickstand that goes up. And look, you have the arm and the brake. Look, there's your disc brake. There's your caliper. And this is how you would control the steering. And it even has a shock in the front. Take a look at that. See that spring up there? It's a cantilever spring action. And then you would just sit down low on that. There's your brakes. And then you would, everything's just on one side. And look, it even has the chain on the back. So I just thought, being that we have a need for speed, I would show you this. All right. Thanks for watching. And my next show will not be the race, but I will be getting to the race very soon. I'm excited to find out what happens when Speed Racer races Batmobiles. All right. Thanks for watching. Take care.